Okay, it's 6:30, so welcome to the Murray City Municipal Council meeting for December 3rd, 2019. And we'll start off with asking everyone to turn off their cell phones or at least put them to silent. And let's see, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance, and I've asked Patty Johnson, who works for the council, if she would do the pledge.
Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Patty. That was great. Okay, now we're at approval of minutes. Let's see, do we have any? No, I don't see any scouts. What? Okay, so now we're at approval of minutes, and we have a council meeting for November 12th, 2019, and I'm wondering if there are any changes or concerns or any comments about that, about those minutes. If there are none, then I would appreciate a motion.
I'll move approval of the November 12th, 2019 minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the motion passes. Our next part of the agenda is citizens' comments. And these comments will be limited to 3 minutes, at which time you can step to the microphone, state your name and city of residence, and fill out the required form that Jan has. We are also continuing a public hearing, so that's just in a few minutes. So this is just for comments from citizens on whatever you would choose to address the council about. Do we have any citizen comments? Okay, seeing none, then we'll continue on. And we'll go to the public hearings part. And this is continued from November 19th, 2019. And so I will state what it was we discussed. Consider an ordinance amending section 17.48.040 and 17.48.260 and 17.48.270 and 17.48.280 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to off-premise and electronic message signs. Jim McNulty is presenting. Yes, Jim.
Thank you, Councilmember Turner. So, like you had indicated, the item was continued on November 19th, and that allowed for city staff to work on some revised language in a few areas of the proposed text amendment. I'll now go through the revised text with the council.
Okay.
So, section 1748.260 deals with off-premise signs, and item D in that section talks about permit. And the language that we would propose to add would state, after written notice of hearing has been sent to the owner of a legal non-conforming off-premise sign, no work may be conducted on the sign for any purpose whatsoever without first obtaining a permit from the city. The second section there would be item F in 1748.260. This talks about removal of legal non-conforming advertising signs. Our change or revision would be making reference to subsection B rather than subsection C in this particular section. The next section is 1748.270. This deals with height adjustments and relocation. So item A1 under this title talks about adjustment criteria, and the proposed language would state, adjust the height and angle of a sign on a case-by-case basis to make it clearly visible from the main traveled way of the interstate or highway, provided necessary structural modifications are made to comply with the International Building Code. Then there's an and/or, and it goes to the next section, item A2, adjustment criteria as well. Relocate the sign to a point within 5,280 feet of its prior location and no closer than 500 feet from an off-premise sign along the same side of a street, highway, or interstate if the sign complies with the spacing requirements under subsection 727507, Utah Code annotated, and is in the CD, CN, GO, MG, MU, BP, or PO zone.
Jim?
Yes.
Would you tell us what those are?
Yes. The CD,
CD
is our commercial development zone. The CN is a neighborhood commercial zone. The GO is general office. The MG is manufacturing industrial. The MU is mixed use. The BP is a business park. And the PO is a professional office zone.
Great, thank
And
you.
so this allows for that adjustment and relocation to occur on I-15 or I-215, if we have both interstates running through our city. And then item C, visibility, reference made to subsection 1748-270A rather than 1748-260A. So that's a cleanup item. And then section 1748-280, electronic message center. So item A under that section talks about where these are allowed. So EMC signs for both on-premise and off-premise signs are allowed in the CD, commercial development, the CN, neighborhood commercial, GO, general office, MG, manufacturing industrial, MU, mixed use, BP, business park, and PO, professional office zones. Item C3, dealing with EMC, the brightness of such sign will not exceed 0.3 foot candles over ambient lighting conditions as measured at a point perpendicular to the electronic sign face. So that's just kind of a little cleanup to match the wording in the next section. That is item C5, EMC as well, or shall hold static on a single image and shall not cause illuminance in excess of 0.3 foot candles over ambient lighting conditions as measured at a point perpendicular to the electronic sign face at a distance calculated as follows. And so we have a calculation or formula. The measurement distance equals the area of the sign square footage times 100 squared. So that's where we determine that measurement distance from. We also have charts and other displays that we can make reference to that we have received from the International Sign Association to approve or to look at those distances, to look at illumination with light meters. And then item C7, interstate off-premise EMC. If a residential use is located within a CD, commercial development, MG, manufacturing, BP, business park, or PO, professional office zone, a sign can be reviewed on a case-by-case basis to determine a sufficient distance. So in that case, if we have a sign that's less than 300 feet away to perhaps a home that could be being used for other purposes that isn't in a predominantly residential zone such as R18, R110, is in a MG, a CD, a BP, or PO, we can look at that one case by case to see what the impact may be to that use. Because in a lot of cases, it may be being used as an office or a different use if it's adjacent to the freeway, certainly. So city staff and planning commission recommendations. You'll recall that on October 3rd, the Planning Commission held a public hearing and forwarded a recommendation of approval to the City Council for the proposed ordinance amendments. On November 19th, 2019, the City Council held a public hearing and continued the item until tonight, December 3rd, 2019. At this time, City staff recommends that the City Council approve the proposed ordinance amendments to the sign code as per staff recommendation. And those are the items that I just went through with you. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to ask. And I think there are some members of the public or industry here tonight that may have some questions as well.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Is there a sponsor or applicant who would like to address the council here tonight? Okay. If not,
I'm sorry, Councilmember Turner, that would be us. This was our text amendment that we wrote, so.
Okay, I was
Yes.
thinking, yeah. All right.
No, we just did a sign ordinance, so it's a little confusing. Then we
Yeah.
came back for the off-premise stuff. So,
Gotcha.
So it is us. Thank you.
Okay, so then we just go to the public comment, and I will now open it for public comment. So if you would like to fill out a public comment form and turn it into Jan Lopez, step to the microphone, direct comments to the council, and state your name and address, and comments for 3 minutes will be allowed. So are there any comments? Okay, seeing none, we will close, and we'll close the public comment period. Now, council members, do you have questions for Jim?
No, just that I appreciate, Jim, that your presentation on this and your explanation and just everything that has been presented. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate it. You've also been really helpful in explaining the changes and the reasoning, and also, I think, protecting our city residents, and I really do appreciate that. So, thank you. Okay, if there are no other comments, then I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we adopt the ordinance amending section 17.48, .040, .260, .270, and .280 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to off-premise and electronic message signs.
I'll second.
Is there discussion on the motion? Okay, Jennifer, would you do the vote?
Aye.
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 And I need to disclose that I do represent a sign company, Reagan Reagan National Advertising.
Okay. Now we go to the business items, and the first one is to consider an ordinance amending Section 8.16.020 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to regulated noises under the city's noise control ordinance to exempt golf courses within the city. Kim Sorensen presenting. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you, and thank you, Council and Mayor, for your time. You may remember that October 15th, we brought this to Committee of Whole. Basically, we're asking you to consider amending the Murray City Municipal Code that regulates noise. Currently, the code reads that you cannot operate a lawnmower or garden tool or something similar between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. We're asking you that you add an amendment that would allow the golf course exemption, allow them to operate lawnmowers and this type of equipment beginning at 5:30 a.m. So I should just, a couple of things, remind you that this would mean the Murray Parkway Golf Course in McRiley. We would still be under the county health requirements for sound, and their ordinance states at a certain decibel level that you can operate equipment between the hours of 7 a.m. or between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. Dave Caruth, our golf course superintendent, who is here tonight, has been working with the county to determine what that means if you pass this amendment. And basically what it means is we are currently about 40 to 42 seconds a day out of their code. So we're working with the county to add some different mufflers onto our equipment and to go out of the golf course maintenance building to the west. Now, let me back up a little bit. They did the calculations from the piece of property directly east of the maintenance shed where they're now building 11 homes. So we're anticipating that those 11 homes. The other thing that's going to change that 42 seconds is fences, trees, windows, and different things like that. So know that Dave and his staff are doing a great job to make sure that we're not impacting residents around the golf course. The other thing to consider is while they were doing the test of the golf course equipment, cars would drive by on 6400 South, and they were louder than our golf course equipment. So, any questions?
Are there any questions for Kim? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion we adopt the ordinance amending Section 8-16020 of the Murray City Municipal Code relating to regulated noises under the city's noise control ordinance to exempt golf courses within the city.
I'll second that.
Is there a discussion on the motion? Okay, Jennifer, would you call the roll?
Aye.
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 Aye. All right, our second business item is to consider a resolution authorizing the amendment of an interlocal cooperation agreement between Salt Lake County and Murray City for the operation of a small satellite hazardous waste collection center. Danny Astle. Hi, Danny.
Hi, thank you for hearing me again. What you have before you is just authorizing the renewal of this agreement between us and the county to go forward for at least the next 6 or so months, at least till July. So if you have any questions for me, I'd love to answer them, but that's where we're at.
Seems like you just, it was probably last week, but it seems like it was a few hours
Just
ago.
a couple of minutes ago. That's right.
Where's the site located, Danny?
It's at our public service facilities
Okay.
on 5th West there.
All right.
Are there any other questions for Danny?
Nope.
Okay,
You want a motion?
yes, I would.
Okay. I'll move that we approve the resolution authorizing the amendment of an interlocal cooperation agreement between Salt Lake County and Murray City for the operation of a small satellite hazardous waste collection center.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there discussion on the motion? Okay, hearing none. Jennifer?
Aye.
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 Aye. All right, we're at the mayor's portion for reports and questions.
Okay, thank you. For the benefit of the council and the public, we have some fun events coming up this Saturday, the 7th, Saturday the 7th, starting at 11 a.m. The library is hosting their holiday palooza, and there will be Christmas stories and sing-along, and Santa will be there to visit with the kids. And then that evening at 6 p.m., we will have our annual tree lighting ceremony out here in front of City Hall. Santa will be riding in on a fire engine. He's got a busy day that day. But we invite anyone who would like to be here for that event to join us here at 6 p.m. on Saturday. And then the fire department, as you know, has been, over the past years, has been participating in Operation Cover Up, where they've been collecting blankets and coats for those in need, coats, mittens, scarves, blankets. This year they are teaming up with Kids Eat to add coats for kids as part of Operation Cover Up. And they have planned an event on Wednesday, December 11th at 4 p.m., be from 4 to 7 p.m. at the fire station at 996 East Vine Street, Station 82, where there'll be refreshments and pictures with Santa and drawings for prizes. And the idea is to get the public to come out and bring coats and blankets and mittens for not just for the kids, but for any sizes would be appreciated. So it should be a good event, again, from 4 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday, December 11th, December 11th. So that's all I have tonight, unless you have questions.
Any questions for the mayor from the council? Guess you're off the hook. All right, with that, we will be adjourned.